always been my favorite season. It's a time we await the arrival of a bright light that comes into the world in the form of a child. I can't imagine anything more hopeful or positive. And it just so happens that this week is joy. Too often we forget that joy can be found in everyday, simple gestures. We can feel joy in the passing of the peace during our worship service, see it in a smile or hear it in laughter. Just like the Christ child, our VOA children and youth are reminders of hope, peace, joy, and love. This Christmas pageant could not have happened without the dedication of some very generous Village on Antioch parishioners. If we can have the pageant team stand at this time and be recognized. So that'd be Jan, Lois, Les, Stephanie Painter, Susan Pittman in the back. So without further ado, let us enjoy the Village on Antioch 2019 Christmas pageant.
Once upon a time, oh so many years ago, as time is calculated by men, but which was only yesterday in the celestial calendar of heaven, there was, in paradise, a most miserable, thoroughly unhappy, and utterly dejected angel who was known throughout heaven as the littlest angel. He was exactly 6 years old when he presented himself to the venerable gatekeeper and waited for admittance to the glorious kingdom of God.
I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid.
As the littlest angel entered heaven's gate, he tried to pretend that he wasn't at all impressed by such unearthly splendor, and that he wasn't all afraid. The littlest angel kept saying,
I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. Welcome to heaven. Welcome to heaven. Who are you? I must enter your name into my book. Oh my goodness! What was that awful noise? Now look what you made me do. Go on, I'll get your name there from one of the guardian angels. Be on your way.
From the moment the littlest angel got to heaven, the heavenly peace was never quite the same, and he soon became the despair of all the heavenly hosts. His shrill, ear-splitting whistle blowing resounded at all hours of the heavenly streets. The archangels and other heavenly persons are all talking about him. That's what Archangel Nathan is saying.
Who's the angel with the awful noise making? Who's the angel whose awful noise he's making? Why, that's the new little angel who arrived at heaven's gate just a little while ago.
Oh, yes, I've heard about him. They say he's always late for nightly prayers. Did you notice that his halo is always dirty or falling off his head?
He doesn't even look like an angel.
I've heard that he still doesn't know how to use his wings. He always forgets to move them and ends up falling head over halo.
Now, anyone can easily understand why the littlest angel would, sooner or later, have to be disciplined. And so, on an eternal day of an eternal month of the year eternal, he was directed to present his small self before the angel of the peace. The littlest angel combed his hair, dusted his wings, and then with a heavy heart trudged his way to the place of judgment, the office of the angel of the peace.
After more than several immortal moments had passed, the littlest angel finally came to the office of the heavenly justice. To the littlest angel's surprise, he heard a merry voice singing. He tiptoed over to the angel of the peace.
Oh, so you're the one who's been making heaven so unheavenly. Come here, cherub, and tell me all about it.
Suddenly, almost before he knew it, the littlest angel was explaining how very difficult it was for a boy who suddenly finds himself transformed into an angel. The littlest angel told the angel of the peace that the trouble was that there was nothing for little angels to do up here in heaven. He said that heaven was beautiful, but that earth was too. After all, wasn't earth created by God too? The littlest angel told the angel of peace about the things on earth that he missed the most.
I miss the trees to climb, the brooks to fish, the swimming hole, and the sun and the rain.
Yes, I remember those things too. It was all so long ago. What is it, little angel, that would make you most happy up here in paradise?
I left the box. There is a box. I left it under my bed. If only I could have that.
You shall have it.
Fleet-winged heavenly messengers were quickly sent to bring the box of paradise. The messengers found the littlest angel's box under his bed and came to heaven with the box and gave it to the littlest angel. The little angel took the box in his arms and, smiling with great joy, placed it behind a nearby cloud.
And then in all those timeless days that followed, everyone wondered at the great change in the littlest angel. For among all the cherubs in God's kingdom, he was the most happy.
Hello. Hi. Hello.
His conduct was above the slightest reproach. His appearance was all that most angels could wish for, and it could now truly be said that he flew like an angel.
Then it came to pass that Jesus, the Son of God, was to be born of Mary of Bethlehem of Judea. As the glorious tidings spread through paradise, all the angels rejoiced at the news of the coming of the Christ child. The archangels were all talking about it. Let's hear what Archangel Stella is saying.
Have you heard God's own Son is to be born soon?
All the angels are preparing glorious gifts for him.
Gifts for the Christ child may be placed right here. This way. Right here.
Archangel Juliana directed the angels as they brought the gifts, but the littlest angel sat down, head in hands, to think. As the littlest angel watched all the other angels bringing the gifts, he wondered what could a small angel give that would please the holy infant. The time of the miracle was drawing close at hand. At last, the littlest angel decided on his gift. He got his box from behind the club where he hid it and humbly placed it with the other gifts.
It was only a small, rough, unsightly box, but inside were all those wonderful things that even a child of God would treasure. A small, rough, unsightly box lying among all those other glorious gifts from the angels of paradise. Gifts such of rare and radiant splendor and breathless beauty that heaven and all the universe were lighted by the mere reflection of their glory. And when the littlest angel saw this, he suddenly wished that he could reclaim his shabby gift. It was ugly, it was worthless. If only he could hide it away from the sight of God before it was even noticed, but it was too late. God's radiant spirit moved over all that bright array of shining gifts, and then paused and came to rest on the lowly gift of the littlest angel. Archangel Lily walked over to the gifts and brought the littlest angel's gift out from the rest.
This is the gift which God has chosen for his son.
And what was his gift to the blessed infant? Well, there was a butterfly with golden wings captured one bright summer day on the hills above Jerusalem. And a sky blue egg from a bird's nest in the olive tree that stood to shade his mother's kitchen door. Yes, and 2 white stones found on a muddy riverbank where he and his friends had played like small brown beavers. And at the bottom of the box, a limp, tooth-marked leather strap, once worn as a collar by his dog, who had died as he had lived, in absolute love and devotion. Oh my, the littlest angel thought, why did I ever think that the things in this box were so wonderful? How could such useless things ever be loved by the blessed infant? God will surely be angry with me now. And the littlest angel began to cry. Suddenly, everything became very quiet, and the voice of God spoke.
Do not cry, little angel. Of all the gifts, of all the angels, I find this small box pleases me most. Its contents are of the earth and of men, and my son is born to be king of both. These are the things my son too will know and love and cherish, and then regretfully will leave behind him when his task is done. I accept this gift in the name of the child, Jesus, born of Mary this night in Bethlehem.
There was a breathless pause after the angels heard God's voice, and then a brilliant star appeared. Its light blinded the eyes of all the angels. None but the littlest angel saw the star lift his box out from all the rest of the gifts and bring it to the place where the Christ child lay. There the star shone bright, and its light was reflected down the centuries deep in the heart of all mankind. Yet earthly eyes, blinded too by its splendor, could never know that the lowly gift of the littlest angel was what all men would call forever the shining star of Bethlehem. Now please join us in singing Joy to the World.